Good morning. Wake up and learn something new. Things about digital way of life. You are listening to Breakfast Wit by Westcon with Jen and H.
Back to the pod on Friday morning, 4th of September. Well, it's different this morning. Yeah, we started a bit late than the usual because sobrang busy actually yung guest namin and we're so thankful for this morning na binigyan niya kami ng oras to be here na makasama namin. Of course, with our country manager, my co-host, Miss Jen. Miss Jen, kamusta ka dyan?
Good morning! Hello, eto. Again, thankful kasi Friday na naman nag-office breakfast week and looking forward for the weekend. So, because we talaga sobrang stressful ng week na to, but still thankful kasi meron tayong trabaho, diba?
Sobra. Once again, for those who have joined us mula sa pilot hanggang today, all of these episodes will be available on Spotify right after. And of course, you can watch it again on our Facebook channel, Westcon Philippines. But before anything else, like what Ms. John mentioned, yeah, this week's a bit long. Given the fact na nag-start tayo ng long weekend, but it's kind of weird. But again, be thankful. Be thankful that we are reaching weekend again. So we have time to rest. We have time for everyone, for yourselves as well. A breather, kumbaga. But I don't want to make this long. I want to introduce our guest for this morning. He's the VP of Product Development and Engineering for Globe Telecom, Mr. Cocoy Claravall. Mr. Cocoy, kamusta?
Yeah!
Morning! Nice to be here again in
Good
a different
morning,
capacity.
sir!
Morning,
Ayaw,
Jen.
yeah! Oo nga pala, kasi we invited first si Sir Cocoy at to be a part of the judges sa Westcon Idol. Yes.
Yeah.
Months
Thank
ago.
you, sir, again for, yeah. Oo, that was 3 months ago na pala. Grabe.
Yeah.
Bilis.
Pero
Actually,
nasa
7
bahay
months.
pa rin
Good
tayo.
experience.
7 months na tayong nasa bahay. 7 months.
Yeah.
Half a
You're
year.
right.
Yeah.
Sir Cocoy, kamusta?
Thank you,
Kamusta
sir,
ka dyan?
Yeah, I'm doing really well. I mean, in Globe, we have been operating, as I said, work from home. We do have a skeletal force that takes care of customer implementation, support, some of our stores, ganyan. But majority is still really work from home, like myself, my team. But I've adjusted really well. I mean, um, you'll find that in a new normal situation, kasi that um, if you are equipped properly, I guess not all of the companies were that ready to switch. No, fortunately, sa Globe, we were very as early as January. We were already preparing. So when the lockdown happened, it was very smooth. No, so no, I love it. I'm not sure if my kids love it kasi sila merong, syempre, I guess based on the age, if you have teenagers or maybe early 20s, some of them really want that interaction. I guess big part of the Westcon population is also young, so maybe some it's not as easy to adjust, but I guess there's some of us that can adjust and no traffic. That's a big thing.
Well, yeah.
But
True.
it's also you've realized that you're actually packing in a lot of more work in not just 8 hours, kasi even more because it's so easy to get in and out of
Yeah.
meetings, diba?
One meeting to another meeting.
Exactly.
Kaya may etiquette kami, meeting etiquette, na we've also instituted sa Globe certain rules, keep lunch breaks open, so that
Yeah.
people can have a proper lunch, diba?
Correct.
End meetings at a certain time, yung mga ganyan, keep meetings within certain periods, or you have some breaks in between. So easier said than done, but at least we're trying, di ba? So I hope
Tama
in
yan.
Westcon you also do something like that.
Yeah, actually, sir, tama yan. Good thing that you brought it up. Kasi last week lang meron akong kinausap na siguro share na rin natin kasi this is part of the discussion. Ano. Um,
Mm-mm.
the part of the new normal right now kasi nga no, you can easily be accessed. So your bosses, maybe the colleagues are expecting you to be online all the time. So yun yung medyo part doon na kailangan i-address. So sabi nga ni Sir Cocoy, no, if lunch break 12 to 1, proper lunch dapat. So wag nating haluan ng trabaho as much as possible kasi baka doon tayo madaling
Burnout yun.
ano to, burn out exactly. So ako I'm really trying to do that as much as possible hangga't maaari. So yung mga boss ko, well, from Singapore kasi yung boss ko, saka yung isa from Australia. Medyo mahirap sabihin yun, pero yun nga, hangga't maaari. I'm trying. Pero tama
Yeah,
yun,
that's
tama
good.
yun, Sir Coco. It's a good advice for all the viewers. So, sa
Kasi,
Western, dapat ganun talaga.
and given na yun nga, remote nga tayo right now, I think one thing that na pwede pa natin i-practice is really output-based, output-driven. So, dati kasi, di ba, usually sanay ang workforce natin with the time base, ganito ka, work ka from this time to this time. But at this point in time, let's be straightforward about it, di ba? Nasa bahay tayo. Honestly, ang daming distractions dyan. Pagka nakita mo nagutom ka, kain ka. Pagka napagod ka, higa ka, makatulog ka, or manood ka ng TV or what. Sobrang dami yan. But the good thing there is, if we look at the perspective na output tayo, na deliver what needs to be delivered, we should not have a problem.
May
But
ano
anyway,
lang,
yeah.
may certain advantages and disadvantages ng situation natin right now. One of the advantages is this. I mean, we could have this breakfast with online na wala masyadong hassle. I mean, di ba nag-start tayo, although medyo na-stress ako, like, oh my gosh, magna 9:30 na, hindi pa online si Harley.
You know, you know what you can, I've been doing this with my division, di ba? So, weekly, I have like, I start the week with a kamustahan with them. So, that's every first thing in the morning, Mondays. We just talk about anything. What happened over the weekend, you know, whatever it is. It's really just kamustahan talaga siya. Then, every 3 weeks or so, Friday nights, meron kaming virtual cocktails. And what I do there is we, obviously, cocktails. So may cocktail ka, diba?
Yes.
But after office yon, then we have a game master. So ina-assign namin yan. And it was iba-iba. So iba-ibang games that it's really having fun together as a team. Kasi you don't want to lose those kinds of interactions. Even if naka-virtual tayo ngayon, it's not about work lang, di ba? So, you know, that's a good, maybe you can, if you're not doing that, but I know you've got like yung big events nyo, like yung Idol, but it's really a good way to stay in touch with your team and just making sure you're building that, maintaining that, di ba?
Tama. Yeah, true. Speaking of team, hello, shout out daw sa Westcon team. Hello guys, good morning sa inyo. And
Good
kita-kita
morning.
tayo
For a while,
mamaya.
for a while.
Yun, so tama yun Sir Cocoy, hindi dapat mawala. So talagang yung momentum, yun nga lang talagang may mga times, lalo na kami, nagkaroon ng, you know, the quarter end and all, medyo nagkaroon talaga ng matinding pressure.
Hello?
You shouldn't lose that touch na talagang, you know, yung personal thing, no? Lalo na ngayon, yun nga sabi ko sa Sir Cocoy, itong breakfast with one of the objectives of this show natin is to really reach out, not just to the IT people, but to all the actually friends ng mga taga-Westcon and all the IT friends na nasa Facebook namin. And natin, lalo na including you as our guest, to reach out kasi hindi natin alam lahat ng mga yan, yung libo-libo mong fans, libo-libo mong followers or friends ko. Hindi mo alam kung ano pinagdadaanan ng
From you guys, ano? First time I've heard of something like this. And you are in a naka-podcast to, I suppose, sa Spotify or published after.
Yes.
Tama ba?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, well, siguro segue na rin. So, as you know, I also publish on Spotify. and Apple Music and the rest. So early on the year, the mode of companies were in survival. We saw that eh. Crisis mode sila, uh, business continuity nasa isip nila. How can I just survive and not close down? Then, we're seeing companies now adapting. Nandito na tayo ngayon sa adapt phase, where they were now thinking ROI focus na. No? Sabi nila, in 2020, uh, safe bets lang tayo kasi we don't know what will happen, di ba? And you probably seen this because you also sell to companies, di ba? And you are one of our partners. So, yung technologies na hinahanap nila, and this is probably more as another input, no? The technologies that they look for are those that can help them save cost. So I was saying earlier, di ba? I think we were cut off when I was talking about companies that are now adapting and now they're ROI focused. And sabi ko nga, when you're trying to talk to a customer and we experience that. Customer tells us, don't talk to me if you can't save me like 20% for this year because I really need this kinds of savings. That is the ROI mindset. Ganun na sila. But some companies are moving into operational resiliency. Where they're saying now, yung CFO will tell you, am I going to meet my Q3? Can I meet my Q4? Medyo ganun na rin sila. And challenging as it may be, you need to be able to help a customer with you being in the IT, SI, this space, di ba? How do you help them meet their operational targets? Wala pa tayo sa point na nag-evolve. I think the evolve phase where they will now start thinking about innovation, how can I work with strategic partners and accelerate my digital transformation. Probably that's coming later. I think most companies now are adapting. Some are still surviving. I mean, it's really hard and sad. Many jobs were affected, diba? So uh, we are so blessed because we have our jobs in these companies that we work in, and that's a reason to diba? To feel blessed. So
Ang ano kasi, well, the reality is, wala naman talagang naging totally ready for this situation, di ba? So, talagang sabi mo nga, we're just really blessed and we're really lucky na yung industry natin, yung napuntahan nating company is kumbaga, secured and hopefully talagang tuloy-tuloy na yung stability na andyan. I mean, ang dami, Sir Cocoy, di ba? Ang daming malalaking companies, they still filed for bankruptcy. I think,
yeah,
I'm sure they have certain standards that they have to meet. Although, hindi naman talaga sila totally bankrupt, but if they haven't met this, they have to file it. Diba?
you know the nice thing though is there's always silver lining naman, di ba? Like for example, I know Westcon does SI a lot of work na in IT, no? But I know the cyber side, security side is one of your main areas. So there's opportunity actually helping companies today in cybersecurity because as you know, much as companies and individuals were affected, there are also bad actors that take advantage, and therefore what we're seeing
Yeah.
also is um, there are opportunities where you can help protect companies.
Taking
And
advantage of yung mga
so ganun talaga eh. In this world there's always good versus evil, and there will always be those bad actors, and we will be in the good side protecting companies, and we will always go up again. So
True.
yeah, there are opportunities gone. So that's why we still see opportunities in whether that's endpoint security or maybe cloud security,
Yeah.
or web security, diba? So yeah, so good thing. It's good news then, diba? You just need
Siguro,
to help
yeah,
them.
true yun. Yun ang hindi mawawala, sir. Kaya uulitin lang din natin kasi I'm sure kanina, maraming hindi nakarinig, no, Harley? Tama ba ako? Maraming hindi nakarinig. So ulitin lang natin some of the parts, the very important parts na pinag-usapan natin kanina. Main important objectives ng Westcon, itong
Yes.
Breakfast Week, is to really reach out to people there na hindi natin alam, like yung nga, sabi ko sa'yo, Sir Coco, ang dami mong fans. Alam mo yan. And then yung mga friends natin sa Facebook and all.
hindi ko sila
Then
actually
ang
kilala
friends
lahat.
ng
Kasi
Siyempre,
alam,
ganun naman talaga, di ba?
hindi,
So,
actually
so
I
sa
wish,
mga
but
view, yes,
but
sir.
Spotify doesn't allow you to reach out to your, you can't reach out to your followers or even your listeners. Walang way eh. Uh, they used to be in the early days of Spotify, where you can message your followers or even your, basta now wala yun eh. So, you can only see statistics. You can see followers of a profile. Di ba? You have a Spotify profile and I think Hardy also has,
Yeah, he has,
podcaster
he
siya,
has.
di ba? So, you can see followers, di ba? Pero if you look at yung artist profile mo, I have, kasi I have a separate, yung artist profile is different. You see the followers, but you only see the total. You cannot see all of them.
Okay.
So, and then there's the thousands of other listeners na hindi mo rin sila makikita kung sino. In fact, I have a funny story. That's why I like the bare months eh. Di ba bare months na?
Yes,
Eh,
yes.
di ba nung August 31 or even a week before
Jose
si
Marichan.
Jose Marichan was already
Nagka-countdown.
saying hi, di ba? Eh, nag-hello na siya. Which by the way, shout out ko kay Mr.
Hi,
Sir
sir.
Jose Marichan. I reached out to him a couple of, I think weeks ago back. So, nag-respond naman siya. But anyway, so syempre, yung Christmas in Our Hearts, di ba? Yung pinakasikat. Actually, kaya gusto ko rin yun. I had a Christmas song kasi in 2018.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was very fortunate enough na when we released that, it got picked up by Paskong Pinoy playlist ng Spotify, as well as the Paskong OPM playlist ng Apple Music.
That's nice.
So, editorial playlist to. So, every time magbe-burn na, statistics ng song, pop. Yeah, kasi kasama siya dun sa playlist. Kasama na. Doon. So I'm actually riding the wave with the other greats of OPM music. But,
Galing.
story, but that song was a little side note was, of course, that was for my wife. Shout out, Glenn.
Hi, Miss Glenn.
But we were, nagsisimbang gabi kami. I served sa church, diba, dito sa Don Bosco. So that's like a 4:30 Mass a.m. So that song was written during that time, and if you get the chance to listen to that later on, you sing na Let's Go to Mass, pero Tagalog. And then, but the real story, funny story I wanna share was that song was inspired by there was a movie in 2018, yung Star is Born. Si Lady Gaga.
A Star is Born. Tsaka si
Lady Gaga ba
si
yun?
Pogi.
Tsaka yung,
Si Bradley Cooper.
yung nagigitara. Si Bradley Cooper. Meron siyang ginawang, di ba may song doon na I Will Never Love Again?
Oh, yeah.
Yun yung song na yun eh, English na yun eh. So, pinapanood namin ng wife ko, and then
Naiyak ka, sir. I mean,
challenge niya ako na hindi ko daw kayang gawin gumawa ng song for her. Ganon. Challenge ako after yun eh. After yung sinabi sa akin nun, I actually wrote, that song was like from that challenge, and then we released that quite quickly before Christmas. And then if you listen to the song, it's all about that. And then it got picked up. So I guess you'll never know eh. I shout out to Spotify Philippines editors. You don't know exactly what they want or pag may negosyan sila, pero pag may negosyan sila, they pick you up. So I'm thankful then to them,
Spotify.
and of course, and the Apple Music editors. Anyway.
Yeah, the same with the episodes is also gonna be on Spotify. So later after the episode, andyan na siya. And for the viewers na hindi nakakakilala kay Sir Cocoy as musician, hindi lang po siya foundation ng Globe in terms of product development. Is one of the independent musicians that we have. Yes. Yeah. Galing. I heard some of the songs, lalo na yung share mo sa amin during the Westcon Idol. So, actually, sir, I think it's also part of the yung kung ano yung objective mo, kung ano yung talagang puso ba nung ginagawa mo, that would actually drive the initiative eh. Like nga, sabi nga natin, uulitin ko lang din kasi nga marami hindi nakarinig kanina, pasensya na po sa mga viewers na nag-shoutout kanina na hindi daw nila marinig yung sound namin. But ulitin ko na. So one of the objectives nitong Breakfast with, the same thing with the songs na ginagawa ni Sir Cocoy is to reach out, to inspire. Ito, yung Breakfast with, since it's done by Westcon, not just to inspire, but being informative in terms of IT.